Hey guys, it's Boomin' Music here, and this is actually a thoughts video about RWBY so far, like from volumes 1 to 4, well, most of 4. So yeah, the growth of the RWBY cast, it has actually pretty changed a whole lot ever since we saw the show. At least soon that I only have some RWBY fans, and if I don't, well, then you don't have to watch this. But yeah, so first I'm gonna go through some of the changes, like not all of them but some. So the first one, this is okay, so just so to be clear, this is not gonna be all in order. The first one here, we have RWBY. She has actually gone through a lot ever since the fall of Beacon. Ever since she got the Beacon, and then the fall of Beacon, like she's been a lot more careful about who she interacts with, especially with her friend Jean. Not Pyrrha. With her friends Jean, Nora, and Ren. And actually, Jean is actually the next guy we're gonna be covering, especially him, because I have a deep connection to him. Yeah, so Jean went from a guy who had little to no fighting experience to a guy who experiences a whole lot more in his life, and that actually really gets to me because I actually see a lot of myself in Jean, because, well, as I said, I have a deep connection to some characters in some shows, Jean being one of them. And well, I'm not gonna get into all the details, but let's just say that he and I have a lot more in common than people think. And to see him practicing in volume 4 when RWBY hears the voice of Pyrrha is actually kind of heartwarming to see that he would practice even at night, risking his strength, well, not risking, but you know, ignoring the fact that he needs to sleep in order to get stronger. That really kind of gets to me. So yeah, there's one thing that I also want to see in like volume 5, if they are gonna make one, most likely they will, is whatever happened to Team Stark. Like, did something happen? Did they split, or how did Summer die? Why does Raven act like this? And yeah, basically that's it. And the next character that we're actually gonna see to have a big growth is Blake. She's actually had a really big growth ever since the fall of, mainly because of the fall of Beacon and seeing that Yang lost her arm. That actually really got to Blake, because she doesn't want any of her friends to go through that pain again. And so yeah, she's tried really hard to try to avoid her close friends, so that she won't have them hurt. The next thing that we're gonna see about Team Ranger is of Nora and Ren's past. We see that they enter this like little town in volume 4 that seems to be connected to Ren's past, mainly Ren, because Nora has never heard of it. And Ren says that it's like Mountain Glen if it wasn't completed. And I can actually see that. Ren doesn't really, and to us, Ren hasn't been really the talkative type. He's only been the silent type who's been there supporting. So yeah, I hope we get to see more of Ren's past in the future. And now we have Yang. She is actually she's also another character that took a big hit in Volume 3. Especially when she got her arm taken off by Adam. I still hate him. But yeah, seeing that part happen to Yang, seeing that arm get cut off and she knows that it's never coming back. She tries to live like a normal life, like just like doing dishes and all that, but she knows that every time she looks at her right arm, she's never gonna be normal again. But to see her get back on her feet and get like a new arm, like that actually really was cool to me. How she got a new arm, that was actually really cool. And I hope that we get to see her grow a lot more as a character. And now we have Weiss. She is also another character that took a big hit. Well, all characters take a big hit, especially after seeing the place that they call home get destroyed. She has actually been avoiding her father because, well, mainly of how he treats them and how he wants them to run his business. And I don't really agree with his way of thinking of running his family, because, well, and yeah, it just really makes me angry to see her stand up for not only her school, but also her friends who died or were very injured during the attack on Beacon from that jerk who says it's just a painting. That actually really is amazing to see her do stuff like that, and to see her running away from home so that she could seek out her sister Winter for help. That is also another amazing feature of hers. She goes out on her own to try to find someone who can help her. And we're gonna take a lot of step backs to Ren's past to not only see him as a child and how he was, but to also see his family, to see how his dad was. That is actually a really big bombshell. That is a huge explosion to see. To see Ren look a lot like his father in the future, and then see Ren as a child in the past, it really gets to me. Because not only do we see how he was when he was a kid, but we also got to see how his parents died, which is actually really horrifying for I don't know how old Ren was, but a child like him should never ever actually have to endurance that pain to see his parents die from a creature that we have never seen before. And actually, that's the last thing we're gonna do now. The new Grimm. It's actually a reference to that Grimm is actually a reference to a old mythical creature from Norse mythology. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but apparently it's called the Nukkalevi, or however you pronounce it. I don't know that much about it, other than it just looks creepy and it looks like a guy fused with a horse. And to see that thing come back in chapter 11 of Anyway, sorry about that. I can only record for like 10 minutes on this thing, and it sucks. Anyway, to see that thing come back in chapter 11 of volume 4, and to see it attack Crow, Ruby, Jean, Ren, and Nora. Well, I'm not sure if Ren's gonna be able to fight, mainly because of what happened in his past. He's not sure if he's probably gonna be like traumatized for the whole time, and that's actually gonna be something he's gonna need to overcome. So yeah, this is my thoughts video about all the rubies, well, mainly volume 4. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys listened, and I would actually like to know what your guys' thoughts on RWBY so far in the comments below. Thanks guys, and see you around. This is Boom.